ACL, the Lachman, the anterior draw, and the pivot shift test. I threw the pivot shift test in there because in my experience is a favorite amongst doctors. And it's because it has 100% rule in spin specificity under anesthesia. So that's really relevant for us. But if you don't know what the pivot shift test is when you're observing and following a doctor, then you just look like you don't know. So I'm telling you so that you're empowered with this test in case you follow a physician or having conversations. Yep.
I got to do it on an unconscious patient's one.
Totally threw that off. I never thought that would ever happen, but there you go. Was it positive?
Yeah, I was doing a surgical rotation.
Okay.
And I got to do all the special tests on an ACL patient when they were before it, like under anesthesia.
You're on film.
Stop.
How does that make you feel?
All right. There you go. So, at the time that you have an unconscious patient, you might be able to apply the pivot shift test. But supposedly the pivot shift test works pretty well even clinically. So it can be a test if you like the test. I think the Lachman and anterior draw are better, but that's just me. Come closer to me. Okay. I gave him how far to go over. I put my fist on the table. About 4 inches away from the edge, so he's close enough to me, but he's not so close that when I move him around, he's going to take the chance of falling. Okay? My thigh was against the bed, so I just have good safety technique. The Lachman test, we're going to bend the knee to about 20 degrees, put something under the knee, like your leg. You're going to stabilize the femur. You're going to externally rotate the tibia, and what you're going to do is you're going to do sort of an anterior draw, but because you've rotated, you're pulling a bit laterally as well. So you grab the medial condyle of the tibia, you're stabilizing the whole femur, but you're keyed in on, but you're stabilizing the whole femur. And then what you're going to do is here, you're just going to give somewhat of a rapid pull into the anterior lateral direction, testing the anterior lateral stability. If any of these tests induce spasm, it's inaccurate. So the Lachman is typically done at about that speed. But if you're getting spasm when you're doing it, you got to slow it down. Okay? The thought is you've positioned it in a way that you're disempowering the hamstrings. Like the anterior draw test, you do slower. So this one, you can do kind of a more abrupt movement. But again, if you get spasm, you got to slow it down. Stabilize the femur, hold the tibia, externally rotated, 20 degrees of flexion, and pulling anterior laterally. Okay? All right, try it.